Debunking Kratos, absurd god of war. Wanks, he's fodder as fuck. Firstly, it says outside all the infinities of space, time, existence, and non-existence. First, what infinities of time and space are they referring to? It's obvious, it's referring to the universes, so this realm is outside the universes. When it talks about being outside all the infinities of space, it's in context to the fact that the universes are infinite and of course spatial. Outside existence, again, doesn't really mean anything. It's referring to the existence that has been proven to exist in the verse, so that would include the universes and possibly the world tree, which would actually make this realm 6D, being outside of non-existence doesn't scale anywhere, as if something doesn't exist, then you can't really be outside it cuz it does not actually exist, so it's irrelevant. It's like saying I exist outside of OD, so I'm outerversal. It's vague, and non-existence doesn't scale you. It's irrelevant and is most likely hyperbolic exaggeration. It then talks about it being a purgatory to a myriad of worlds. Myriad can mean infinite, so it's an indication that there are in fact infinite universes, which is consistent. Transcendent land further confirms it's a transcendence over all of existence, making it at least 6D, beyond the realm of physics, and dimensionality doesn't really do much. When it says the realm, it's obviously in context to the fact that it's referring to it as being a separate realm, with the further substantiation when it says beyond, so it's not referring to being above said things completely, as in the absolute ensemble, but it's referring to it as being beyond that certain realm's dimensionality, and beyond is a representation of transcend, since it uses the world, transcendent land, life and death scale nowhere. These deities exist in a higher realm, again, substantiation that it's a higher dimensional plane, a realm on a higher plane of existence compared to the mortal world, which is further proof that it's just a higher dimension, as it says, compared to the mortal world, and the only thing you can compare with these two realms is the factors that make them similar, except with one being higher than the other, so it's referencing the fact that the mortal realm is a spatial construct, which was established in the previous realm, and this land is a higher dimension simply. It says mortal concepts, so it's not referring to abstract concepts of space and time that govern reality, but the idea of it as a mental ideation. The word concept just means idea unless there's proof. It's referring to an abstraction behind the concept dimensionality itself. So yeah, it's not outerversal. I'm talking about in context to scaling. You need to specify whether they are just referring to the idea of something in their minds, a personal knowledge of the limit of what is known to them, or an actual abstraction that caused the verse's dimensionality. This is just in context to the thing having no shape. Regardless, it just says dimension, not dimensions, and also this would just be 0D at best, and nothing more. This is overly specific, and I never saw a link to this nor any of the scans. It looks fake, like they intend to wank their verse with a fake account. It's not supported by the game at all, so even so it would just be a death of the author fallacy. This is just fans trying to get authors or devs to agree to their winks. DC and Marvel tards do this all the time with Paul Jenkins, but the truth is that it's useless. Also, there is no specification of a difference in dimensionality, so it scales nowhere impressive. This is just contextualizing the fact that the universe, popularly called the heavens like in biblical format, is infinite in size, which I agree with. Platonic concepts are completely useless. They are subjective, mental ideas that have no universally applicable axioms to rest on. Concepts like beauty, courage, life, and death, etc., have no relation to space and time, so they scale you nowhere. Watch Drip Sauce YouTube video for a better explanation. And just because he said good answer doesn't mean he agrees that it's a Platonic concept. He's just letting you have your fun interpreting it how you want. The player is given freedom. This is just a really useless scan. It doesn't provide any outerversal scaling. Existing before time is only a 5D feat. This just says time was meaningless to Titan, which is just not impressive. It doesn't scale to outerversal at all. People who think this scales anywhere are just stupid. I can barely read this scan, but it's just talking about how the gods existed before time, which, as I said, is just a 5D feat, And if the first scan isn't fake, then the verse scales to 6D, at best. So yeah, stop overhyping Kratos. He's fodder as shit and gets slammed. By Krillin, he couldn't even cut down a tree or beat a bear. He struggled with the temple and needs Hermes boots to scale to FTTL speed. This is literally what will happen if he comes to DB verse.
Over. Meaty looking motherfucker. Go, go, go!